Okay, we are live. Hello, everybody. What's going on here? Okay. Come on in. Come on in.
Hello. Hey, I just want to take a quick moment to say that despite the fact that I'm at my PC gaming, playing this game with y'all is like the opposite of PC gaming, and it is making me so happy.
Wow. What happened?
Yeah, what happened? What have you been
What's
playing?
happening?
I just tried to play like a big, silly AAA video game, but then I
Is it
realized,
Baldur's
wait,
Gate?
no, because that would have been good. Because, and then I realized, like, wait, why play this when I can just like go read a book?
What
Wow.
was the game?
Alan Wake 2.
Whoa. That's
I don't-
that's daring.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Wow.
Well, I'm
Okay.
sorry for your loss
Thank you.
or something.
Thank you.
Actually, though, you know what would be really fun if you folks are up to it? I would totally be down doing co-op Baldur's Gate 3 if people were up for it.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
I think that'd be a blast. I've played through most of the game, but I can chill. Be fun.
I haven't played the game at all. I've just watched other people play it, but that sounds so fun.
Oh, awesome. I
I
mean,
would
everybody
happily
would
watch.
everybody have to buy a copy, so that's, that might prohibit. But if people are down, I'm down.
Wait, can you do 4-player?
Oh yeah. You can
What?
Yeah, you can do 4-player co-op. You can do way more than I think you can do over 4-player actually. I think there's like 6 slots in a campaign. I might be wrong about that, but I know you can do 4.
Wow.
All right, so welcome back everybody to the Hands of Death. Thank you for coming on in for session 9 here. Does anybody want to give me a recap of what transpired last time? It was a lot. We had a lot occur.
Let me just pull out my notes here. I know my notes are good when there's like bolded sections.
There are some games that give like in-game rewards for recapping a session, and like they force every player to do it. So like you can't give the recap twice in a row.
Steph she's our resident recapper.
I know, right? Like, oh.
I could send my notes to someone else and have y'all read them out in dramatic fashion. All right.
Wait, I have my own notes, but I would like that. I'd like to read your
That
notes.
sounds like a fun challenge.
Okay, hold on. Let me put them
Now
in the
that I have
chat.
Technically, I have Tony's notes too.
Amazing. All right. Last
Although
time.
I don't know what they mean.
Also, did you just call it the chit chat?
The Gen chat.
Oh, the Gen chat. Okay, but from now on, I'm always gonna call Discord chat the chit chat.
The chit chat. All right, there you go. There's my notes. Go forth.
Okay. Enoch's town. A duke of sorts. 2 villagers are sparring with long poles. Music festival? Resurrection Day! Molly. Beatrice.
Are you just gonna read it out? Or are you gonna like explain things?
So we play a shooting game. Hertza, officer of the Beastmaster, shows up. Rosewood. Certain trees have spiritual energy. Wink. That's written in the notes. Wink. Enoch comes down to the town. Has a staff that was like Catherine's cloak. Marith? Part of the Beastmaster group. Wendy, do you want to take over?
Okay. Resurrection, toy sword relic. Florence notices. Tall, 2-story house. Top of the roof, a glint of shadow.
Gosh, dang it.
A figure. Holds a
What?
rifle.
I was re-listening to the episode from last week, and I noticed I had said a glint of shadow, and I was really hoping nobody noticed, but Stephanie noticed and recorded it.
And you're saying you're hoping no one knows it because it's like a major plot point that is real and in the game, right?
No,
It's absolutely a glint of shadow.
no, I'm saying it because it
A
doesn't
glint
make
of
any
shadow.
sense.
No, you mean it makes total sense. Anyways, continue.
Oh, right, yeah.
We're changing the game. It's no longer Hands of Death. It's a glint of shadow.
That does sound like a cool title.
A teen grips onto the swords and is now alive. Alder. He seems scared, confused. Esther gets shot and captured. Lily follows the assassin. They are a group who has spent months trying to kill Enoch.
A month, just a month for a correction. They've only been in operation.
Oh.
for a month.
That's fine. That's fine.
Florence and Lily follow Esther's body to the hallways under the windmill. Walls were built recently. Central room. Ezma, woman with long brown hair. This is the assassin, passed out. Yorick, shooting gallery, passed out. Silver hair. Red-haired man, strong man, passed out. Esther starts to wake up. Two men holding rapiers. The group knows that you can't just shoot Enoch, but need to destroy the relic. Period.
Amazing. I'm so proud of both of you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for the
thank-
thorough notes.
That was
You're welcome.
Yeah, such a good recap. And anybody listening knows exactly what happened.
I hope
Mhm.
so.
Yeah, Big Bear Will, if you could just sort of like, I don't know, flesh out anything that we might have missed in the comments, I'm sure they'll do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You reside in the lower room beneath a windmill in the town of Cardine, secreted away and hidden with a hit squad of assassins bent on taking out Enoch, the mapmaker, the ruler of this town. Also, one of the Verdanthi, somebody responsible for killing death, somebody that needs to pay for their crimes against the natural order of things. Urza, a member from Marith the Beast Shaper's army, is here, and he's emphasized that his involvement in this matter is meant to stay completely hidden. When we last left, Ester was lying on a table, getting patched up by a couple of people in the hideout who know medicine to deal with the bullet wound they received from diving in front of the assassination attempt on Enoch previously. And Urza had said he needed to go off and gather some materials to come up with a plan B, since the assassination plot for plan A didn't go off so well. He's totally willing to have all of you assist them in this matter, and he thinks, because Florence rolled so well on Deceive last time, that all of you are just townsfolk from Cardine or a neighboring related small village who don't like Enoch's practices over the people and want to see him removed. Yeah, I'm getting a little feedback too. Getting a little echo.
Is that for me?
I think so, yeah.
Mhm.
You don't exactly know the details of what those practices are, but just keep in mind for the espionage game here that Urza doesn't know that you're Hands of Death, especially with the death masks on that you're all wearing. You are under the assumed aliases of Molly, or Florence as Molly, Beatrice for Lily, and Lindworm for Esther. Lindworm. There we go. Put a little zhuzh on it. So, if that's clear, we'll come back into the scene where everybody's just kind of chilling in this underground bunker, sitting on various hard wooden chairs, waiting for Urza to come back with plans. Azima, the would-be assassin who tried to take out Enoch, is sitting there as well in a huff in the corner. Esther, you've been tended to by a couple of medical personnel. They've patched you up. You can remove that minor consequence that you have, because minor consequences get removed the scene after they occur. So just go ahead and erase that off your sheet. If you were to take a moderate consequence, like the next level up, that takes a whole session to go away. and the next one up takes a whole scenario. So we'd have to like finish killing Enoch and everything for one of those to go away. But go ahead and erase that one for now. Everybody reset your fate points to their appropriate totals, and I'll go ahead and bring us into the game. There we go.
I'm so pleased that I was able to easily recover from this bullet wound.
It's not that like so that's the other thing, right? Actually we should do this how it's meant to be. So in Fate, the way it usually goes is to recover or start the recovery process, you have to pass a difficulty. You have to pass a test with a difficulty equal to the severity of the consequence. So the severity of that consequence is 2 because it's a mild consequence, and you need to pass some sort of roll to represent that you've started to heal it. Normally this would be like a healing roll, something along those lines. I think in this case, physique makes the most sense, because you're like, physique or will, I think makes the most sense. And if you can pass that, then you can rename the consequence and start healing from it. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I'm into it.
Okay.
Physique or will?
Yeah,
Well,
take your pick.
I guess I'll go with will because I'm of greater mind than heart, like in a literal sense. Here we go.
Ooh!
Well,
That's a bummer.
You want to spend
You
any
know,
fate points to re-roll there, or?
yeah, you don't always have good days.
Nice. Okay, in that case, the medical personnel patch you up, bandage you up, but the wound still causes you throbbing pain. It's not comfortable, for sure.
So do I keep it as a mild consequence?
Yes, you keep it. You can have a chance to roll to resist it again after this scene is over. So when I like transition to like a new setting, you can feel free to take another roll. So keep that in mind. Yeah, so Azima is in here. Yorick and the red-haired man have gone off somewhere else. Is there anything Florence or Lily or Esther want to do now before Urza gets back from the adjoining rooms with a backup plan, or do we want to just skip ahead to when he comes back?
What is Esther's alias right now? I keep forgetting if Esther has a death mask on or not.
Yeah, I'm Lindworm.
Lindberm?
Lindworm.
Lindworm. All right.
Yeah.
I go up to you, Esther / Lindworm, and just check on you. How you feeling? You need any potions? I kind of rummage through my bag and gesture.
Child, I have nothing but the greatest respect for your libations, but I'll be fine.
Had me worried there for a sec. I almost thought you'd lost your mind.
You're not the only one who thought that.
Azima like looks up and glares at Esther across the room.
It wasn't my intent to get shot. You're the one who shot me. Why are you glaring at me?
She does not respond, and her glare becomes icy. If she could kill you by looking at you, she would.
Go ahead. Do it again. Finish me off. See
All
what
right,
I
all right.
care.
Calm down. Just rest. I pat your head like a little puppy.
I sort of grumble and lay back down as you do this.
Florence goes up to Esther and is like, Lindy, what did make you decide to jump up onto the stage? So inspired.
Okay, but you can't tell your mom about this. I wink.
I don't even know how to take that seriously. That's really funny. Yeah. Florence's whole face just like twitches.
Okay, so long as we're clear about that, uh, the staff, well, it's something. It's something I want. And I guess I wanted it too much.
We need to work on your impulse control.
Thanks.
You can't just jump on any stage you see.
You know, frankly, I don't think that's so bad. It's the getting shot part that's really
Yeah, the
really
consequence
irking
to your
me.
actions. I'm just saying.
The consequences
Did you
of
think to
my
like
actions.
look at me and use our teamwork that we just like newly forged? But it's fine.
We forged teamwork?
I just think you need to learn how to communicate better with your team. And, you know, as the one in charge, it makes most sense that you look to me for direction.
You're going to have to run that sentence back just one more time? Try again.
Oh god.
If we don't work together, we're going to get shot more often.
No, I heard that part. Thank you. I appreciate the not getting shot advice. I'm an expert at
Great.
that now.
And then Florence turns around and walks over to, okay, Codex, you have too many E names here. I have to look them up every time I want to speak. Okay, Yzma. And Florence walks over to
Yzma?
Yzma.
There's
Yzma.
two. There's Ester and Yzma. Like, what else do I have?
Ester, Yzma, and
Ernie.
Urza?
Urza starts with an H.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you.
Eduardo?
Oh yeah, Eduardo. I forgot about Eduardo.
I also forgot about Eduardo until just this moment.
Who's Eduardo?
He's nobody. It was a joke.
Oh.
Amazing.
Sorry, I
Okay,
didn't
so
want to cause
Yzma now.
confusion. All right.
Right, so Florence walks over to Zima, and I forgot what I was gonna do because I got so distracted.
I had just been
I guess she's gonna ask her why. She's gonna go over and be like, so why do you want Enoch to go down so badly?
She looks at you and like narrows her eyes a bit. Do you not know who I am?
Florence just blinks and says, sorry, I'm not very good with faces.
Are you any good with local politics?
She just shrugs.
All right. She like looks over all the three of you. You can see she's starting to get a little suspicious, and she says, "I'm the de facto go-between between Enoch and Cardine Town. Some would see me as a leader of the people of sorts. If Enoch wasn't in that position officially, it's my job to report on our grain quotas and make sure that we're making them." She sighs heavily. I've seen firsthand what this system is doing to people. It's only been in operation for 2 years, and it's already despicable.
And I've seen firsthand what your rifle does to my shoulder.
She's
No,
completely
no.
ignoring Esther. Like, Esther, you will have to provoke her with a roll to get her to pay any sort of attention to you.
I just felt it was important that Esther say that.
Yeah.
That's all.
I'm surprised
Whoa,
you don't
yeah.
know. Most people recognize my face, even if they're from an adjoining town.
Had we introduced ourselves to them yet? Like by names? Had she introduced her name to us?
You had told them your fake names, and Azima had
Right.
said her name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I can't really bluff through that.
Well, Urza had
Florence.
said her name, but yeah.
That's right. Okay, Florence is gonna be like, wow, it's nice to meet you. I had heard stories, but I didn't know you were her.
It's all right. She looks to the left. Honestly, I don't feel like I deserve the position very much these days. Everything was fine with Enoch ruling over our land for a while, and now it's all kind of gone to hell.
Did something make a big change? What do you mean before?
She narrows her eyes and looks back at you, questioning. The grain quota tax. Yes, it's why we're here. It's why you're here. She looks at all of you.
Does anyone else want to jump in?
We're not really in a position to delve into motive too much. We're just, we're just humble, low-level assassins.
That
I'm just here for the moolah.
Esma, you're not going to believe this, but these two are a couple of buffoons. Don't listen to a word out of their mouths.
Oh, they're the
We're
buffoons.
Uh-huh. I'm just the one who got shot. Now listen, we'll help you, but just back off.
She narrows her eyes. Can you roll me a provoke roll, please?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna roll against you with her.
Good fucking luck.
Yeah, she doesn't have any
That's
ways.
pretty great.
People off is like what I do.
Oh, wow.
Nah. Okay. She narrows her eyes and looks at you, and she shakes her head. And then she says, "Fine. I suppose I shouldn't be refusing any help. And I don't think the three of you could be spies in Enoch's employ. You're far too incompetent for that. So, good. I appreciate it." There's a like a twitch at the side of her face, Esther, where you feel like maybe she's like maybe she's figured it out, but she just doesn't care. Like that provoked like shut her down, and she's like, you know what, you're right, never question provenance, and she just like stops questioning it.
And then she also, correct me if I'm wrong, gives me a boost.
Oh yeah, you succeeded with style. Yeah. So in an overcome action, so I've been doing this wrong, but yes, you do get a boost when you succeed with style over this. Oh yeah, okay. Gosh, I'm sorry. The fate resolution system is so different from most of the resolutions I'm used to. So yeah. Okay. Let's see.
We trust you.
Yeah. That's a good one. Boost. Trust you. I'm gonna start labeling these better.
Wait, you're not actually labeling it as we trust you, right?
I mean, I think that's fine. I think that makes
wow,
sense.
okay. Yeah, wow, actually that kind of does make sense.
So once these are used, they go away, and you get one free invoke with them, basically.
Great.
This concept always gets me in this game. I also figured out that you need to actually beat contests or things by one rather than meeting them. If you meet them, you get what you want, but at a minor consequence. So,
cool. Yeah. Also, immediately after telling off Ezima, I point to myself, like after gaining Florence's attention, and whisper, "Leader."
Are you trying to communicate to Azima that Florence is the leader? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm mocking Florence.
Okay, all right. So it takes a few moments, and then Urza comes back into the room, looks around at everybody, and says, "I hope we've been getting to know each other." Gives a short smile and comes over. You can see he's got a couple of rolled up scrolls in his hand. He pulls over a chair and gestures for you all to gather around. Azima starts to join in, and then Urza says, I I think it's better if you wait a moment, my dear. She gives him a questioning look, and he says, I'd like to have a discussion with these three by ourselves, if you don't mind. Why? She says. And Urza says, just trust me. She narrows her eyes and then shakes her head and walks off. Urza and you three are now alone in the room, and he looks at all three of you, gives you another small smile, and says, all right. So, just to narrow things down a bit, make sure we're all on the same page, you three are somewhat skilled assassins who live in a nearby farming village, and you know about Enoch's work against the villagers, and you decided to come into town and get involved in the assassination plot. He looks
But
over
when
at
we
Esther.
came into town, we didn't know there was a plot happening. We just thought we would instigate our own.
I see. He looks over at Esther. So that's what you were trying to do when you rushed the stage.
Of course.
Did you think the staff was the relic?
What else would it be? It was a big magic staff.
I see. Right. That makes sense. All right. Well, we'll just get that out of the way right now. The staff is not Enoch's relic, at least as far as my intelligence can tell. He carries it everywhere, and it's quite powerful, but it is not his relic. The staff is something he acquired years ago. You might not know this, but years before he became a Verdanthi, or, even took control of this town, he was imprisoned for quite some time in the Church of Death's jails. They jailed him for acquiring certain materials, relics, information on his long travels to far-off lands away from Chandla. I think I have the names here somewhere. He, flicks through his notes. Anyway, point being, I believe that staff was the primary reason they locked him up. He leans forward, looking at all of you closely, and says, the thing has the ability to control the weather in the surrounding vicinity around it. It can affect the weather in the sky, call down thunderstorms, rainstorms, call up sunshine. Basically perfect for maximizing production of grain. It's probably why Cardine's been getting so rich in the few years he's been in charge of it. He scratches his chin. But it is not his relic. It does make him incredibly dangerous, though.
Wow.
Uh,
How'd you figure that all out?
Well, my information gathering network is pretty vast. I've actually figured out quite a few things, he says, shaking the scrolls. And if you're going to help us, I might as well share what I know, right? So, what do you know, specifically?
That dang grain quota tax. I mean, am I right?
Yes.
I kind of the others.
Monstrous, isn't it? Quite a terrible system. Only enacted 2 years ago as well. Can you imagine knowing that no matter what you do, you'll never be resurrected? Horrible. Horrible to do to people. He scratches his chin. But such is the life of a peasant.
Did you figure out what his relic actually is then, if it's not the staff?
No, I did not. But, So, a little more information about the man himself, then. Enoch went to Death's Realm with the rest of the Verdanthi to kill Death about 6 years ago, yes. But while there, you don't kill a goddess without her taking something back in return. As far as I can tell from my reports, Enoch was cursed while in Death's Realm. You see, before he left to go on that excursion, he had a wife by the name of Elsa that he cared for very much. As far as I can tell, they were very close. She was a priestess of the Verdant Church back when he was imprisoned. He used to go down and talk to him on days, witnessing to the poor and the unfortunate souls, that sort of thing. But they fell in love in those circumstances. I guess it can happen anywhere. She waited for him to come back from Death's Realm after the Verdanthi set off, but the curse he picked up there, well, it enacted its price. When he returned from Death's Realm, that curse took hold and killed his wife. He's been trying to resurrect her for several years, but he never figured out what her relic was. Such a shame. To have the power to bring somebody back and not be able to do it for the one person you love very, very much. The Alagard appeared about 2 years ago. I'm still not sure how Enoch goes about making them, but there is one I've seen in the few meetings I've had at his castle that looks different than the others. Has a female resemblance, if you catch my drift. He's obviously put a lot of work into it. I wonder if that might be the relic.
I see.
Holy.
Huh.
Wow.
I know.
You-
It's a lot to take in.
So
That's-
what's the plan?
Wait, hold on. Are you implying that this Hologard is Elsa's body?
I don't think it's Elsa's body. It might not even be her spirit or anything along those lines. I think that Enoch is lonely, and I think unable to resurrect his wife, he resurrected her in any way he could.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Urza shrugs.
Gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Well, he's not exactly the most agreeable person. I've had personal
Keep it.
dealings with the man. I can tell you he is pompous and paranoid. A horrifying combination. Gives one tyrannical tendencies.
As far as this staff and his control over the weather, are we talking a little rain, a little clouds, a little mist, or are we at risk of having a tornado blow through and swoop us on up? Like, what exactly are we going up against, apart from these hollow nights?
It'll more likely be the second one, honestly. As far as we can tell, the staff can control the weather in a large radius, probably about the size of Cardine town itself. He could change the weather over the town in a matter's notice from his castle using the staff. And if you were to fight him directly, you'd be in danger of more than a tornado. Ever felt what it's like to get struck by lightning? I wouldn't want to experience it.
Right.
So it's imperative that we take him by surprise, get the staff away from him, and kill him quickly.
Yes, like in a rare appearance of his or something, where he's like out
Yes.
amongst the people.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good idea.
It is. It was a very good plan, he says, smiling.
Yes, which is why we thought of it, and then you bungled it. So what do we do now?
Lind,
Oh, our deepest apologies for bungling your plan. I do have a bit of a backup, although it's really, I think, on you to figure that out. So, his wife, right? He never really knew how to resurrect her because he didn't know the relic. Well, for the past 6 years, he's been searching for this this elixir. I don't know the official name, but I do know it's related to the sphere of death herself, Liliune, the goddess of death. Rest in peace, I suppose. Don't really know what you're supposed to say in these circumstances. The elixir in question has the ability to answer a question, one single question, truthfully, to anyone who drinks it. So, for example, let's say you wanted to know who your real father was. You could drink the elixir, ask that question in your mind, and the answer would be given to you. The exact specifics of how that works are not clear to me, but according to ancient legend, that's what occurs. Enoch has spent the last 6 years pouring research and resources into finding this elixir. He knows it's in the Alderban forests near Cardine town, but he doesn't know exactly where it is. I've taken the liberty of continuing his research for him, and I think I might have actually narrowed down the exact location of the elixir itself. I
really?
suspect there's an ancient temple to death by the name of Melunk Hall. Melunk, and then space, Hall. by a lake off in Alderbrand Forests. He gestures with one of the scrolls he's holding. I have a map to the location right here. If the elixir rests in that hidden temple, and we were to acquire it, and then use it as a pretense for getting an audience with Enoch, well, that would be a perfect way to catch him unawares.
And why haven't you sought this out already?
Well, there are a few complications. First of all, I can get an audience with Enoch whenever I please, but getting the elixir itself offers certain dangers. It's dangerous to go and raid the hall. There are legends of protections placed over the temple, guardians, that sort of thing. And honestly, shooting the man in the middle of a town square when he was exposed just seemed a lot simpler. But as a plan B, well, that's why it's a plan B. Of course, we don't have to go after the elixir. You could just assault the castle directly. He gestures with the other scroll. There's an old service entrance that leads into the castle off in the woods. The castle itself sits on a kind of high mountain peak. That's a smaller mountain than you might expect, but still high up in the cliffs. But there's an old service entrance that leads to the lower bowels of it down below. It's not gated, at least far as I can tell. And when I scouted it before, I didn't see any protections, but that doesn't mean there aren't any. And with somebody with Enoch's disposition towards paranoia, well, it's likely there might be, precautions. But if you wanted to try to assault the castle head on, just sneak your way in and do it the old-fashioned way. That is an option. If you had the elixir with you, well, then we could just set up an audience and catch him completely unawares. Unfortunately for us, faking the elixir is something that might not be entirely possible. While in Death's realm, Enoch gathered several reagents that he can use to test elixirs or like concoctions that people bring to him. He's had several claims over the years about this, and, he can know whether something's fake or not before he even meets with the person. The Alagard will perform the tests.
We wouldn't want to ruin your credibility here.
Oh, that's the other thing to keep in mind. I won't be arranging these meetings at all. I mean, I can, certainly deliver messages. I can act as a go-between, but as far as we're concerned, I'm not involved here.
Much of this elixir is there? Because if I'm going to go through all this trouble, why would I waste my only bit on someone like Enoch? I'd want to use it for myself.
Well, I suppose that's true. If all goes as planned, you might be able to just, use it as a pretense for getting into the meeting, kill him, and drink it yourself. I suppose you could keep it. I don't have any need for it.
Well,
Right.
musings aside, does anyone have any preference for these delightful options we've been given?
That being said, don't let me rain on your parade. If you have a plan for taking down Enoch yourselves that you'd like to present to me, I'm all but willing to hear it. I can provide information about the castle's defenses if need be.
If we were to find this elixir, would you be able to take care of the relic?
What do you mean?
We can go and kill Enoch. Say we find the elixir, we present it to him, we kill him. Getting that relic is so important. It would be nice to have a guarantee or even a plan for taking care of the relic before we go after the man himself.
It would. Unfortunately, that's one of the secrets he guards the most close. Figuring out exactly what it is difficult even for me. I suspect it's the Alagard that resembles his wife. I suspect. But it may be something else. You could search his room when you got into the castle itself. Maybe ransacking it would turn up a few clues. I've never been in it myself. It sits at the highest point of the castle, and he has a number of locks on the door.
Where does he keep this Hollow Knight?
It's with him at all times, unless he goes down into town. She never leaves the castle.
Mm.
But you'll notice it if you meet with him if you bring the elixir.
I think we gotta go try to find this elixir.
Great. Let's go do that.
Maybe
Also-
after you've healed a bit.
No, I'm feeling spry.
I can't believe you got yourself shot.
Do you have sandwiches?
Yes, I can get you a couple of sandwiches. Here, hold on. And he walks. He walks away to go grab one. And it's at this point, Lily, that you remember that you have about 6 croissants stuffed into your pockets still.
I rummage
It's-
into my bag and I chuck one at Esther's face.
Wait, actually, hold on. Sorry. If I could spend a fate point to say it's at this point Esther sees your pockets just absolutely like darkened with grease.
Oh, you don't have to spend a fate point for stuff like that. But yeah. Go for it.
Cool.
Unless Lily's like, no, I don't want you to see my greasy pockets. But
My greasy pocket.
not my greasy pockets.
I chuck a croissant square in Esther's face.
And I expertly lift my hand and then realize it's my injured one and it hits me in the face.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, I guess this is fine. Go off to get killed and double-crossed in the woods or whatever. I don't know. Maybe that's better than... I certainly don't want to assault the castle.
Just does this just seems like a lot of work we're doing for these people that we don't even know who they are. Like, what are they gonna give us in exchange?
They just gave us a ton of information, if it's accurate,
So,
And if
no,
it's
it's
not,
immensely useful. And if they go on their own and manage to kill Enoch, while we're chasing after this elixir, that's just a win-win.
I suppose, but I want that staff.
Yeah, and when we knock the guy out and take his life, you can have the staff. It's
You
right.
have
It'll be
the
right there.
I'll take some elixir.
You can be the zippy
Florence,
zappy
you
human
can
of the
have
world.
your bride. It'll be perfect.
Congratulations, everyone. It's the perfect plan. Now, can we get out of here? This place gives me the creeps. It's like some sort of military installation.
Urza comes back with a sandwich on a clay plate that's been made on a croissant with cheese and ham and some butter. And he sees you're eating a croissant already and he says, oh, well, here you go. Sets the plate down.
Thank you. And then I also start eating that.
He looks to the three of you. So have we decided? What's the plan?
We're gonna go find that elixir.
Perfect.
And so may we have the map. I assume that's one of those roles.
Yes, indeed. He pulls out a scroll and hands it over to you. It's like a, sorry, I say scroll. It's like a rolled up piece of vellum.
Mm-hmm.
Hands it over. It says, it should get you to the lake where the hall is suspected to be, although its exact location I'm not too sure of. There's some notes written on there from my researchers that you can look into.
One last question. Has anyone attempted from your group to find this hall before?
Nope. We haven't sent out anybody. It was a long shot as far as I was concerned. I designated all of my energy towards planning this attack.
We'll see you here
Alright.
at dusk.
Yes. Yes, indeed, if you think you can get back in time. Once you have the elixir, let me know. I can arrange the meeting and we can go on to next steps. He thinks for a moment. If there's anything else you need, don't hesitate to ask.
Do we need any weapons, y'all? How we doing?
I've got my crossbow and my new gun.
Oh, I remembered.
Rosewood gun. Yeah.
I have my rosewood gun, and I've got a crossbow, and I think I have I have a small dagger.
Do you have like
So I'm
bullets?
rocking. What?
Is that something you have to keep track of?
So we don't track ammo and fate, but as a consequence for barely tying a roll or failing a roll, I could always give you the aspect out of ammo, and that's something you'd have to overcome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good thing I'm an excellent shot.
Can everybody please also give me a notice roll?
Okay.
It's going to be very tough. You're rolling against a high thing.
Sorry. There we go.
Anybody beat a 5?
Can I use a fate point?
Yeah, of course. Always.
I'm just gonna go +2 here and make a 5.
Okay. So remember, tying it gets you what you want, but like at a minor cost, right? So you might not get fully complete information, you know, that sort of thing. You got to get actually 1 over to get the full success.
Oh well, I'm not gonna get higher than that very easily. So
yeah, true. I mean, what did you roll? 2? Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. So you do that. In Urza's clothes, underneath his like cloak, you see like the fabric of his clothes wriggle a bit and like writhe slightly as he walks away, leaving you, or as he stands there with the sandwich waiting for you to give him, you know, any information about anything you might need. It's like beneath his shoulders or maybe around his torso a bit, somehow like the clothes just like wrinkle and move slightly.
okay, that's weird.
I hate it.
Yeah, that's the worst thing my ears could have experienced at this very moment. So thank you.
Can I roll empathy?
To do
And
what?
A vibe check on him?
You didn't notice, right?
You didn't
I didn't.
notice.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Cool. Urza the bug man. I'm gonna assume that's what it is.
You can still vibe check in if you want, Lily. If you want like a general read on the guy, you can definitely roll that.
Yeah, I want to know if I want to see if I can, you know, I got the empathy. I might as well.
For the record, I trust him completely.
No, I'm pretty sure they trust you completely.
Because I'm the leader.
Mutual trust is the best thing.
Can I roll?
Yeah, definitely. Give me 1 sec. I need to set his resistance real quick.
Like maybe because Florence notices you like nudge me.
He's going to defend with his own empathy, so this is going to be tough. Here we go. Oh, you got it. You definitely got it. You didn't succeed with style, but you did nail it. Okay. He's shifty, really shifty. So there are a couple things to note about Urza. One, he is definitely much more comfortable in diplomatic situations than physical ones. He's not really a fighter, although he wouldn't be out of place in a battlefield. I will let you know, you also get the sense that he's not exactly as altruistic as he's pretending to be. You're getting a sense that he's very driven by greed. So if there's any way for him to personally benefit from a situation, he'll probably take that rather than, you know, act within somebody else's best interests.
Mm-hmm.
But he also seems to actually have genuine affection for the townsfolk who are underneath him. Like, he cares about Azima. You watched him, how he reacted when they passed out from the gas you afflicted them with last session. Like, it seemed like he was genuinely concerned. So, measured with his greed, he must have some sort of honor within him somewhere.
Deep down.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
All right, well, I don't see any problems, and everything seems fine to me, so let's get out of here.
Sounds good.
All right. As you all stand up and get ready to leave, Ursa says, "Nothing then? Great. If you don't need anything, I'll show you to the exit." And he leads you back towards the basement door leading out of the windmill, creaks it open a crack, looks around to make sure nobody's watching, pushes it open fully, and, steps aside to gesture you all out. "Let me know when you get the elixir. Best of luck." While you're off doing that, we'll prepare for the assault on the castle. Create backup just in case you need it.
Sounds good.
Is there anybody I should notify in the event that you don't return?
No.
No next of kin? Nobody
We
who would
would
miss you?
prefer that no one is aware of our activities.
I can certainly understand that, he says. Best of luck. You all exit the windmill and are standing back in a grain field. Urza shuts the door behind you, and you're alone once again. So a couple of things occur to you now that you've got a bit more information about Enoch. First things first, your minds turn to the thought of Anna and her position up on that hill, Esther. It might be a good idea to fill her in and let her know what's going on. She might be able to assist you or even be willing to give you some information. She might even come with you if you asked her. She could also do other tasks for you. Also, her information gathering is not the greatest. It hasn't been the greatest with Catherine, and you're noticing now it really hasn't been the greatest with Enoch. She missed a couple of key details about this guy. Something's weird there. Like, the information network for the Hands of Death must not be as verbose as she claims it is. Maybe, I mean, they were kind of taken apart by the Verdanthe in the Ascension War, so that might explain it, but still. The other thing that occurs to you, Lily, specifically, is that this elixir in and of itself, it's not something you've heard of before, but you do know, you do have some familiarity with the reagents that Urza mentioned that Enoch has access to test the elixir, right, from Death's Realm. And you're wondering if maybe, if there were a way to get to Death's Realm, if there were a way to cross the border somehow, well, there's one surefire way to do it. You might know how to concoct a convincing fake, but you would have to, probably die and then bring yourself back to pull that off.
Okay. Wait, okay.
Florence is having a snack while you two think about this.
So I am familiar with a testing mechanism of elixirs. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, so the reason Enoch can know, like, people have tried to fake this elixir before, right? Because he's asked around about it. People have come to the castle and been like, "I have the elixir you're searching for," right? And he has certain reagents. He has certain materials from Death's Realm that he took while he was there killing her that he can use to test these claims, right? So, like, he can run alchemical tests and see if the elixir is real. You know what those are. You're familiar with those reagents. And if there was a way where you could get to Death's Realm and gather them yourself, you might be able to concoct a convincing fake for the elixir. But that's kind of a crazy plan. I'm just saying this is a thought that occurs to you. Also, getting a hold of those reagents might not be, a bad thing once you're in the castle.
Florence, I have a bone to pick with Mother. What in that good brain of yours can you come up with in terms of us not being followed immediately up there?
To the hall?
No, to...
To Mom?
Yes.
Call her Mother again, that's funny.
I plan on doing that to her face.
Florence cracks up. Well...
I guess I'm saying, can you get us up there without us being seen?
Yeah, that could happen. I mean, it's pretty far ways away from this windmill here, so, We walk through town. We do a little dodging. We put on a different mask.
Well, you don't have multiple masks, but sure.
Well, we could swap masks.
You could actually, yes.
That that sounds like something that...
But then they'd still be looking for the same group of 3 people.
Yeah, but I don't know how, but somehow that sounds fucked up, and I don't like it.
Okay.
That's some like weird Ghost in the Shell shit.
We could take off our masks and walk around.
Ooh.
So the one thing you can't do is remember, like, your face, Florence, and definitely Lily's face are known quantities among the Verdanthi. And Lily's
Oh,
face
that's
is known to, like, a lot of people, right? Because she's wanted. So
Just kidding. Well, we can just walk around town and see if we can lose them.
I always love your highly detailed plans, Professor.
With things like this, you kind of have to go with the flow.
All right. Well, child, are you coming along?
I'm sorry. Why are we?
Yeah, why do you need to talk to Mom?
Yeah. Why don't
We're about
we
to go
just
into an
go
ancient death temple, and we don't have any
Oh.
experts on anything like that.
Hello? Right
No-
here.
Sorry, no offense, dear, but
What do you mean, no offense, dear?
I think it's best that we have her walk in front of us with, she can get
With her
mushed by
long-range
whatever.
rifle?
Yes. She'll wave her white rifle in front, and then that way it'll get smashed by the rock or whatever.
Can we just
mean,
go there? Let's just go
It
there.
is always nice to have a second set of eyes, but this is a stealth mission. All she's gonna do is slow us down. She hasn't been much help anyway.
You know, Lilith, that's a fantastic point. I agree. Who needs a mother?
Great, let's go.
all right, you unfurl the map and head off. So are you trying to lose any would-be tails?
I don't think so. I think we should let them follow us.
Okay, if they
Wait,
are
do we
following
have
you.
a confirmed tail?
No, you don't. But you're suspicious, and if you were trying to do that, I just want to check. Okay, that's great. So you all unfurl the map, and you can see that it leads off into the Alderbend forests on the outskirts of Cardine. So you have to walk across some fields of grain until you get to the line of trees proper. The forest itself is composed of a number of these tall oak trees that reach high into the sky and have leaves and branches that stretch out, blocking out the sun. The forest itself is actually very dark beyond the tree line. And as you head into it, there's a kind of chill coldness that settles on your shoulders as you leave the edges of town and depart from the light. The map itself is not difficult to follow, and there's been a couple of notes written down about avoiding certain dangers along the way. How to climb down a certain ravine here, avoid this cliffside, notes about where to cross a river when you come across it, that sort of thing. It takes maybe a couple of hours to get to the location on Alderbend Forest where Urza thinks the hall is located. But eventually, you arrive. Coming out of the woods and into the tree line, you enter into a clearing where there is a small pond. I say pond. It's like a miniature lake. It's definitely deeper than you would expect a pond to be. It's about maybe 20 feet in diameter across, and there's a cliffside that rises high above it, probably about 15 feet up, that has a tall, beautiful bronze wooded tree growing at the top of it. There are these pink leaves hanging off of the tree that drift down slowly and fall into the waters below. The whole thing has a very calming, almost otherworldly feel to it. Florence, you can clock that tree immediately as a rosewood tree. You've found it, or at least one of them in the Alderbend Forest, and you can see that sleeping right next to the lake itself is the form of a large black bear, slumbering off of the cliffside. So the cliff that juts out over the lake itself you could like walk around the lake and ascend the hill to like get up to the top of the cliff where the tree is, and the cliff hangs out over the lake, sort of like a diving board would over a pool.
Mm. Wow, that rosewood is beautiful.
Isn't there a rosewood? Isn't it a spiritual? There's a spiritual property to it. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Mhm.
rosewood. When you touched the gun before, rosewood seems to have a lot of spirits suffused into it. There's supposedly a large spiritual presence around rosewood trees.
Is there any sort of read that I can get as we near this black bear?
There is. You reach out with your sense and try to like understand what's going on. The tree, actually, is there any? No. The tree itself, has like the latent feeling of like a lot of ghosts hanging out around it. You don't quite know why. They're certainly not there now, but it's almost like there's an ethereal tether going from the tree to the bear itself, almost as if the two entities are tied together.
Wow, I've never actually seen one in person. Lilith, kill it.
The rosewood?
No,
The
no,
bear.
no, no. Do any of us have an axe? I mean, kill that awful four-legged. Is it even a mammal?
It's a bear.
Is
Haven't
it
you seen
even
pictures?
a bear, or
Nope.
does it just look like one?
Wait, that's a bear?
I-
I know what bears look like.
How do I know what a bear is and you don't?
Because you go to university.
Are you questioning my education?
Yeah.
I am.
You should come to my class sometime. You'll learn a lot.
Where is the map leading us? Do we need to go around the lake?
The map has signified that the hall they suspect is in this area, like where with the lake and the tree, but they don't know exactly where. So like you're in the right place, but
Mm.
there should be an entrance, but it's probably hidden somewhere.
Child, go wrestle the bear.
I'm assuming you all are like crouched in the tree line, whispering to each other, so the bear
Yes.
doesn't notice you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Team Rocket style for sure.
Okay, all right.
I guess we go walk around this little lake pond. It's this body of water and see if we can find on the other side of the cliff here. Maybe there's a doorway.
So okay, so you're like gonna like try to sneak around the lake, hoping the bear doesn't like wake up.
Sorry. The big bear, will it hurt us? I was just trying to say big bear will. So, yeah, let's see. Yeah. Are we about to sneak around something that has a big nose that can sniff us? They
Yes.
they mostly eat people, right?
Actually, well, what I'm really thinking is that
Vegetarian.
is there a beastmaster somewhere?
Oh,
Ooh.
we hate those.
Is that a beastmaster?
I mean, he's part of Marith's army. Whether or not he's a beastmaster, you're not sure. So whether or not he's
Right.
like Rella, you're not sure.
If I touch a tree and reach out, will I understand more about this bear?
If you were to
Y- y-
touch, if you were to sneak
you know-
past and touch the rosewood tree, maybe.
I would like
I would argue that if you did that in real life, if you touched a tree and you just thought about bears and sort of their existence, I think you actually would sort of gain a little bit of insight into like real bears.
I agree with you. Yes. I reach out. I kind of, shh, everyone, just give me 1 second. And I kind of put my head and ear and all my arms kind of like really close. And I kind of hug a tree and close my eyes.
So
Like any tree?
yeah, sorry. So you're gonna have to do this to the rosewood tree itself, and it's on top of the cliff, past the bear.
And we're at the bottom of the cliff?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're at the bottom of the cliff on the other side of the lake, like crouched in the tree line.
Oh, I most definitely would like. I feel drawn. I believe that I would feel a little drawn to the tree.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be a fair assumption? And
I mean,
I would like to stealth my way past the bear.
okay, sure. That's great. I'll roll me a stealth roll and I'll oppose with the bear's notice.
I hate this tone of voice that Codex has.
That Florence.
I'm so alarmed.
Everyone, just be quiet.
What?
Beat a 1. Ooh!
Urza the wolf.
Wow.
Urza the wolf.
Wow. Okay. I will.
Florence,
Take
why do we
and
let her
re-roll.
do this?
Sorry, say that again, Lily.
I will take a fate point and re-roll.
Okay. How are you doing that though? Like, what's your aspect you're tagging? Why? What happens in the fiction, right? So like we see Lily sneak forward, and the bear like wakes up from its slumber a bit and starts to and like sniffs the air, and you freeze in that moment. What do you do to actually make this work?
I rummage through my satchel and I'm able to find some local herbs that I had picked up, and mm, they're floral, and I kind of sprinkle that, and I toss it around in a different area to distract his smell.
Okay, cool. So you're tagging like herbologist apprentice with amnesia then.
Yes.
Okay, spend the fate point, re-roll. Okay, so you tied. So now you're getting it, but with a minor consequence. I think I'll say in this case, you'll get to the rosewood tree, but you'll also wake the bear up, so it'll be more alert for any future attempts. Also, if you stay up there too long, it might see you. Are you good with that, or do you want to
I'm
tag
super
it?
good with that.
Tag it.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I
So
make
you
my way up.
you throw like these strong smelling herbs over to the side to mask your scent. You sneak around the side of the lake. The bear like sniffs. You watch it get up and like go over to where you threw the herbs. And Esther and Florence, you can see the bear is like maybe 5 feet away from you now. It's bent down in the ground, like pawing the dirt with its claws, trying to figure out what these things are. It's like sniffing at them. It like gives out this big yawn. Its tongue rolls out of its mouth, and you watch. You both watch in horror as Lily like sneaks around the other side of the lake and ascends the cliff slowly but surely to get to the top. And she's standing right next to the rosewood tree. The bear like turns its head this way and that, peers into the tree line a bit, and then walks back to the lake's edge and starts walking around looking. Lily, you're like crouched behind the rosewood tree now.
For the record, the entire time that was happening, Esther was just with the widest eyes, just staring at Florence.
And I'm the same look, but I'm staring at Lily.
Okay. Well, I would like to make contact with the rosewood tree now. If
Okay.
that's all right, unless you guys have other things to do.
Unless you guys have other peanut gallery comments to throw to the audience.
You press your palms against the rosewood tree. The wood feels warm underneath your hands, and you can immediately feel the sense of a massive amount of spirits who have hung out around this tree. And it's in that instant, Lily, that you understand what's happened. Rosewood trees grow where a lot of bodies have been buried. Somewhere deep beneath the earth here, maybe underneath the lake, there have been a large amount of bodies entombed and buried away. And the whole scene almost feels ritualistic to you now. In fact, it feels very calming now that you're touching the rosewood tree. You feel like you're at home. There's another thing that happens as well. The link between the rosewood tree and the bear, that ethereal tether I mentioned before, it's there still. You can feel it, you can sense it, and if you wanted to, you could reach out and communicate through it.
Master.
I absolutely would like to do that.
What do you say?
Hello?
As soon as you say that through the tether, the bear's head like turns slightly and it cocks its ears as if it's heard something, and turns back to look at the tree, and like narrows its eyes, looks around, and then you hear a low growling voice in your head that sounds like a mixture between a grumble and an old grandmother's voice say, "Hello?"
Who are you?
I am Modra. I am the guardian of this hall. Who are you who speaks to me in the way of my lady?
I'm maybe more like you than I know. What what are you? How did you Are you a spirit? Are you dead?
I am deathless. I have been granted clemency by an agreement between my lady and her lover. I remain here to guard this sacred place and prevent all who would plunder it.
And by my lady, who exactly are we talking about here?
There's a low grumble of concern that goes through the line, and you hear Modra say, "Has time really passed to the point where she's been forgotten? Death herself, Liliune, and her lover, the Verdant."
I'm trying to get her back. We're on a great mission. Can you help us? We need to get inside. There's something in there that could help our cause. Your cause.
Get her back? What do you mean?
You don't know?
I have
She
stood in
was
defense of this place for years. I've never
was
left.
destroyed.
Sorry, say that again?
She was destroyed.
Oh, no. No, no. That would not happen. Death cannot be removed from the world. That would be wrong.
I'm sorry to say it, but it is true. But I'm doing everything I can to get her back. There's an elixir inside. It would be of great help to us.
There's suspicion that goes through the tether. Paranoia. Worry. Can you give me an empathy roll, please? I'm going to oppose.
Oh, dang.
You got it. No succeed with style, but you did succeed.
Florence, I know about bears for sure. I know a lot about bears. But can you just remind me, do bear lips move like that while not making a sound? Do they just sort of silently mouth what look like real words?
Stop talking. Something's probably happening.
Oh.
You are trying to get her back. There's a shiver that goes through the tether, Lily. And then a resignation. I don't understand. But you don't smell wrong. I trust you. I will treat you as a servant. One who would come here to visit the temple and take what it can offer. Melanchol has stood for years. It guards an elixir that can grant one an answer to a question they seek. You can tell that Modra is like trying to come up with words, but there's something about the bear's mind that isn't, or whatever magic has like animated this bear and given it these abilities to speak and think like this, it hasn't given it full human sentience. So there's still like some weird gaps in its knowledge and memory. And she says, she continues and says, if you wish to enter the temple, you must swim to the bottom of the lake and enter into the cave that rests below. After that, you'll have to complete the trials there to find what you seek. I cannot help you, but I won't stop you.
Can my friends come with me?
If they also serve Our Lady, then yes. If you trust them, then I trust you. But if they defile the temple in any way, other than taking the elixir, I will make them pay.
We won't let you down, and we will get your lady back. I promise. I start walking down the hill, kind of.
Before the connection breaks, you hear Modra say, How did it happen?
It happened before I could even remember, but it was a combination. It was a group, and they came together, and the world has not been okay ever since. I wish I could remember, and maybe this elixir could help me.
This is too much for me. I must go back to doing what I do best. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. What now?
I speed down the hill, kind of sloppily.
Wait, no, Lilith!
Towards my comrades, they have. I'm sure that it's alarming.
Yeah, as you do so, like the bear like turns to look, Modra turns to look at you as you come running down, and the bear like yawns and walks over to back where it was sleeping near the lake and just like beds down, lays down again, closes its eyes, goes back to sleep.
I bow, like I'm kind of scurrying my way along, but as I pass the bear, I'd like to think we make some eye contact, and I do a nice graceful bow before meeting back up with my comrades.
You do so, and the bear notices and like gives a nod as you go by. And as you are running back to meet with your comrades, Lily, you notice that as the bear bows, there's a fly was sitting on its head, and the fly buzzes and flies away.
Oh no!
Oh.
I gotta get that fly.
I mean, you could try to like go over and catch it if you want, but
Hey guys, so I know how to get into the cave, but do you guys know if there's any such thing as an insect spy? Because someone might have just seen me. I'm not sure.
Okay, sure, great. Why
What?
with the bear?
How? Did it just
So-
nod to you? Were you talking to the bear?
Her name's Modra.
Modra?
She's really great. She told me how to get into the cave. But
She
you guys have
talked?
to just okay. Listen, it's weird being me, but you have to trust me on this one. Just don't do anything disrespectful in this cave. But you guys can come with me. I think she's gonna have our backs. Like this is a done deal. We love her.
You love the bear.
Yes.
Yes. Sometimes I forget that you're the daughter of death.
Wait,
Okay.
we don't know that yet.
We don't?
No.
Oh.
Do we? No.
Sometimes
I don't think so.
Wait,
Sometimes I
I
forget
don't-
that. Oh.
Wait.
Sometimes I forget that thing we're not supposed to talk about. No, let's see here.
I don't. Yeah, I have amnesia. My amnesia has not been
Right. Okay.
cured yet, and that's why this elixir is sounding real beneficial to me on a personal level.
Yeah. Okay, great. Where's the entrance?
I point down into the lake. I don't say anything.
Great. I can't swim.
And you have a wound. Um. Well, I can swim. Shall I show you how to swim?
And I walk forward.
Okay, great. Um,
We could just knock you out and drag you down.
they would drown. They would drown. They would drown. That's a terrible idea.
No, I think you should try it. I think it could work.
Not. No voice in the sky.
Lilith, do not test me. Just because you had a spiritual connection with a bloodthirsty bear doesn't mean everything's gonna work out your way. Now, Florence, show me how to wiggle
Would
my
you
arms.
consider this out? I'm leaving, and I just go head first, dive right in, and I'm out.
Do you
With like all your things.
Like a rifle,
I
a
guess
crossbow,
okay, the
Herbs
rifle.
that can like evaporate into the water.
a big pouch full of herbs.
This is great because I think Lily's about to dive in, and then Florence and Esther are like, wait, don't. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take it a step further. This is perfect, Lilith. I'm gonna compel you. So it's hard enough being a teenager, right? Angsty teen who talks to ghosts. Take whichever one you want. You're impatient and you want to get in this water. You're tired of these adults always arguing. So I'll give you a fate point if you just dive into the water pell-mell without any further thought.
Oh my god. Yeah, I already did. I'm in.
All right.
Awesome.
Take a fate point. Florence and Esther, you watch as
Do I
Lilith.
get a fate point?
Yes, you get a fate point. Yeah. Esther and Florence, you watch as Lilith dives into the water. You see like several herbs like float up into the water, coming out of the bags as she does so, and the rosewood gun itself is gonna be definitely ruined until that gets dried off. I'm gonna give you 2 aspects here, Lilith. Let's see here. Can I assign them?
You've raised a moron.
Hey. I'm just excited and passionate. And a little dumb.
Okay, Esther, first thing, we have to take off our cloaks. As you see, water will ruin things. If you have anything that you don't want wet, we'll just stick it by this tree here and hope no one gets it.
Okay, good plan. Luckily, there's, I guess, a bear.
Yeah.
And I disrobe. All right, Professor, you've disrobed me. Now what?
Now we're going to walk into the water. We're not going to dive in. We're going to walk in.
Okay.
Okay, so we waddle in.
It's really cold.
It's real cold. There are goosebumps everywhere.
It's bracing, one might say. Yeah.
Okay, Professor, it's up to my chin. Now what do I do?
Okay, hold on. I need a description of how deep this water is.
Yeah, let me get you one. Hold on. I'm just trying to figure out where my other aspect went. I'm trying to give Lily 2 aspects here.
Yeah, Wendy has to be right back too.
Okay, cool. Thanks for the heads up.
I'm realizing that like the aspects inherently lend themselves towards being like a fun name for something.
What do you mean by that?
Like I would read a book called A Wet Rosewood Gun.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's great. If they're evocative like that, that's a good aspect. Yeah, definitely.
Or like I would read a memoir called Low on Herbs.
Yeah.
Wendy's back.
Okay. So, Lily, you have two aspects now since you dove into the water pell-mell without preparing. You have a wet rosewood gun, and you're low on herbs. These are both situational aspects, and they'll have to be overcome with like actions. And until you take those actions, making rolls to overcome them, they'll stick around, and they prevent you from firing the gun and using most your herbs for most things. So you're gonna have to think of a way to get rid of those.
Sucks.
Yeah, you dive into the water head first. It's icy cold, and as soon as you dive in, you realize that the lake itself is very deep. It probably goes down about 20 feet. And you can see that, contrary to like what you would expect a normal lake to be, this lake is just straight down. There's no shore, there's no bank, there's no nothing. You don't get a chance to like walk in gradually. It's just you put one foot in, and then you're in the 20-foot drop. As you dive into the lake, though, and like open your eyes through the murky water, you can see a opening, a hole in the side of the rock on the same edge of the cliff, the same edge of the lake that the cliff hangs out over. There's an opening of like a cave down below where you could swim into if you wanted to. You don't see anything else in the darkness and coldness here, and you'd rather not be in it any longer than you could. So you could make a swim for that if you'd like. Ester and Florence, you realize as soon as you get into the water exactly how deep it really is, and you're freezing cold immediately. But you can see Lily's form disappear beneath the surface.
All right.
Professor, I hate this.
I know. This is the part where you're gonna have to trust me. You're gonna take a really, really deep breath. And I'm like illustrating how to like hold their nose. And I'm like, I'm gonna take your hand and I'm gonna swim us down.
Oh, my greatest trial yet.
It's
And-
deep, but it's not so deep that if I let you go, you won't float back up, okay?
No, that's not what I mean. My greatest trial. And then I grab hold of your hand.
Great. And then I swim us down and I follow her.
Lily, are you swimming for the cave hole?
Yes.
Okay. I need everybody to give me physique rolls at difficulty 2. Florence, before you roll, I'm going to compel your trouble. I'm too old for this. So I'm going to say you're too old for this, and you're just going to fail this physique roll. Your body is not meant to be put through these rigors.
How dare you?
You could, of course, spend a fate point to reject that, right?
All right, fine.
I
you-
like it.
You
I'll
gain
fail.
My vote.
you gain a fate point if you accept it. All right, fair enough.
I accept.
All right.
Okay, can I take the next part?
Yeah, Esther and Lily both give me physique rolls at difficulty 2.
Oh, right. Wow,
Wow.
fuck.
Oh!
That is a not knowing how to swim kind of roll.
Wow. Okay. What if I say this every session, but I'm like, can I make the argument that swimming is a sport? And roll my athletics?
Oh, I see. So athletics would be like if you were swimming over long distances. This is more about enduring, right? So it's about enduring the cold, enduring the swim, getting out of the water without the cold taking hold of you. So because it's endurance, that's why I called for physique. I would have called for athletics if I thought it applied.
All right. Well, shit.
You
How
could, of
far do I
course,
get?
spend fate points and tag aspects like normal to increase a reroll if you wanted to try to beat the 2 rating. Or you can accept
Yes.
it.
Can I tag an aspect?
Yeah, if it applies, it's got to apply.
I am sinking rapidly and freaking out, but then I notice that Florence is sinking rapidly and freaking out, and I suddenly have this intense desire to be much cooler than Florence. And so I'm going to tag my aspect a striking vanity.
Okay, yeah, I think that applies. Yeah, go ahead. Spend
Cool.
that fate point and reroll. No, The dice are unkind.
And then may I tag one more aspect?
Yeah, you can tag as many aspects as you want. You just can't tag an aspect twice.
Yes. So so I for a moment stopped freaking out and then realized, wait, I've seen people swim before, and I see Florence is freaking out, and I motion to Florence like up and down, up like just my legs going up and down, and I'm kind of like gesticulating wildly at my legs, like do this. And I'm saying people are mine to use.
Wait, can I say something funnier for that?
Yeah.
I think you should you see Florence sinking and she's trying to swim because she knows how, but it's just not very effective. So you decide to use Florence's body to propel yourself forward.
Yeah, I think that makes more sense with that use. Yes, I think that's
Like
exactly it. That might
like
even
a Koopa shell.
yeah, you Goomba stomp her.
Well, I do that and add +2 to my roll.
So that wouldn't succeed, right? So it's a difficulty 2.
Wait, didn't I roll 0?
No, you rolled -1.
Oh,
Oh fuck. Well, here we go. Sorry. Here we go.
You don't have to tag it if you don't want to blow the fate point. Oh.
great job.
Nice.
Okay. Great. All right. Lily, do you want to try to resist at all? Tag any
I
fate
do.
points? You do?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm tagging does what it takes, a fighter, a survivor. I
Yeah.
also don't know how I can like use this, but could the fact that my rosewood gun and my bow and I have all of my things, can that extra weight also help me?
No, if anything, that's hindering you.
Very well. Okay, I will do. What
So-
did I roll?
So you can roll to 0. So you can either get +2 and pass with a minor concession, or you can try to re-roll and go for the full success.
I will do a +2.
All right. You both succeed. In that case, Florence is the only one who takes this aspect. So Florence, everybody swims through the cave underground. Come on, sticky to the thing. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah. So everybody swims through the cave, deep under through the lake. The cold of the lake grips at your hearts and bones as you try to like pull your way through this. And as you enter into the cave, you realize that inside the rock of the cliff itself, deep beneath it, there must be like an inner cave, because you come up, you enter into the cave hole. You dive down into the lake, enter into the cave hole, and then come up inside a smaller lake, inside a cavern underneath the cliff face. And as your head breaks water, you can see a craggy, rocky shore that you can all like pull yourselves up on, gasping, or at least Florence does. And looking ahead across the rock and shale stone of this cavernous expanse, this cavern opening, you can see that there is a stone archway that's been built into the side of the rock wall, leading to a room beyond it. And there are these black thorns of a strange otherworldly plant that curl around the entirety of the archway. Above the archway, there is a stone plaque with an inscription chiseled into it. But you all like pull yourselves out of the water, coughing and gasping. Florence, you just barely drag yourself up onto this small rocky shore. Your muscles feeling the exertion, your lungs heaving as you pull yourself out of the lake.
Wait, can I pull Florence out of the water?
Totally, yeah. That's great.
Florence, you can stop kicking. Florence.
Did you propel against me to get through this fucking cave?
No, what? I don't know. Listen, do you not know how to swim?
I do know how to swim. I'm just hurting everywhere. It's so cold.
Here. I go to take off, like, I don't know, a layer of clothing and then put a wet layer of clothing around you.
Stop touching me!
Shit.
All right, so there's a plaque on the wall.
So Lily, you pull yourself out of the water. You're up. So there is a stone archway. So a little bit away from the shore, there's a stone archway in the side of the wall, and the archway has these black thorns that like wrap around it from some otherworldly plant. These like black viney thorns, and above the archway, like on the keystone of the archway itself, there's a stone plaque with an inscription on it.
I assume I would get there first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And can I read it?
You can't. It's in a language you don't recognize. One other thing I'll say is that the room here, this cavern, and like the entire area you're in, is very cold, and it's also pretty dark. Like there's almost no light down here at all. You can just get the barest reflection of sunlight coming from the underground link below. Does anybody have any light sources?
No.
No.
Are there any rocks or sticks?
There are definitely some rocks. There might be a couple of sticks floating around. Yeah.
Anyone have anything flammable? I think my gunpowder got wet.
You think your gunpowder get wet? Do you always just jump into lakes for? Oh, yes, you do. You do. You've done this before.
But
Remember
I
that
have
one
a
time when we were on the school trip and never mind.
I was just thinking some fire would be really helpful right about now. You aren't looking so good. I kind of rummage around the dark and like pick up some sticks and stones to see if I can make a fire.
Florence tells you a very like analytical way to start a fire, even though she's never actually started a fire in her life. She's like, if you rub the stick in a downward motion really fast by wicking your hands like this, it will start a fire. First try, definitely.
No, that's not how you do it at all. Okay, what you need to do is you need to make like a little circle of rocks, and with your rocks you need to hit them really hard, and then it makes a spark. And then if you hit and make enough sparks on the wood, it'll ignite, I think. Yes.
Fortunately, Lily has started fires before. Florence, you can
Thank
help with
you.
lore and give a +1. Lily, let's do a crafts roll. This will be difficulty 1 to light the
Wait,
fire.
sorry. Why was I not give me a +1 with lore?
Do you have do you have lore?
No, but I think what I said was very helpful. Actually, I do have one
You do
more.
have lore. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it was. So let's give a +1 though, Lily, to this roll. Difficulty 1 with crafts.
Rude.
And she nails it.
Far and away. So Lily, you know just what to do. You follow Florence's advice, but you've built fires before. You get a couple rocks together, strike them, rub the sticks. It takes a little bit of time, and pretty soon you'll have a really roaring fire going. In fact, that'll be the boost I give you. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to remove Ester's boost as well, since that's no longer relevant because the scene's over. Also, Ester, you can re-roll to try to resist your gunshot wound again because it's a new scene.
Oh. Great. Now that I've sort of like immersed myself in freezing cold water and stuff, let's re-roll.
Pond water, no less.
Almost.
You really want some sort of growth to happen.
One-
don't you?
One more.
Yeah. Looks like it's not my time.
If you were to tag an aspect, you might be able to get it.
Oh, I think this matches.
Okay, sounds good.
What I wouldn't give to see Mother down here. Ugh. I mean, Anna Zorn. Ugh.
The other thing you can do is you can roll physique rolls to try to resist the pain. Also, if you like, if anybody can use like medical abilities on you, or like if Lily had some medicinal herbs, she doesn't anymore because of that aspect, then she could try to beat this roll for you. I don't want you to feel like you're locked into that, but anyway, okay. All right. So yeah, Lily, you have a roaring fire going. There you go.
I have a couple things I'd like to do with this fire, if that's okay.
Of course.
I've made a circle of stones around the fire, and I dump my bag out and I just put my herbs on the rocks near the fire to help them dry out.
Cool.
I also
Are they as effective when you do that? Like, aren't they used up?
they I'm trying to salvage them.
Uh-huh.
So will they be as effective? Absolutely not. But could I maybe save a little bit of it? I think so.
You might be able to save a little. I feel like to really get rid of this aspect, you're going to have to go and gather more, because you lost a lot when you dived into the lake.
What if we took a moment to rest so that a certain friend of ours wasn't quite so exhausted?
Florence is like
That was
wringing
the-
out her hair.
That was
And
the other thing I was
shivering.
going to do. Kind of grab Florence and like drag her over to the fire.
Yeah.
Gently.
So all of these are done with what we like to call the overcome action in Fate, which requires a skill to be rolled to beat something, to overcome the aspect and make it go away.
Okay.
You could also try to create advantages for yourself before you make the overcome roll if you really want to try to nail it, right? So you can use your skills to like make advantages for yourself and then, make big numbers like you did in the fight with Varela and then overcome things. Or you can just go for the overcome. So that to say, like, I'm totally fine with all this narrative stuff, but you're going to have to give me roles that you're using to like, and reasons for them to like get rid of these aspects.
Okay. I feel like just sitting by a fire and warming up will fix a lot of Florence's aches and pains, but she's probably gonna be exhausted for a little while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
But
Oh.
being dry.
Oh no! Wait, no!
What?
What?
And Lilith, I just sort of walk over and just shove my hand into the dark stained pocket and pull out 4 soggy croissants.
Just set them down by the fire. It'll be fine.
Oh no, those have turned into mush for sure. Sorry, I'm not letting those. Those are
That's
mush.
so funny.
Child,
I've
there are
eaten a lot of
consequences to your
soggy-
actions.
I've eaten a lot of soggy food in my day, okay? Calories are calories. I rummage around
Croissant soup.
and find a stick big enough that I could light it on fire and use it as like a temporary torch.
Nice. That's great. We can say that. Florence, can you give me a physique roll with a difficulty of 1 as you sit by the fire?
Sure.
Oh.
Nailed it. Oh, no, I didn't.
Would it have not been for that minus? You can always tag aspects to make it go away, but
I could. I mean, I have this fancy new fate point, so might as well use that. Yeah, let's see. What aspect do I have that would work? I don't know if any of these work.
they might not. Sometimes they just don't work.
I think they just don't. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna continue to be exhausted.
Okay, sounds good. All right.
Also, sorry, 2 things. I realized 1, it was actually 5 croissants. And
Yeah.
2, my apologies. And 2, I really like this torch idea, Lilith. I'm wondering if we can actually bunch up all the croissants into a sort of soggy mess by the fire that then dry and then become a torch.
This is a terrible idea. Stop. No,
Oh.
you can't. They're gone. Anyways. Can we light these
While Esther cries
thorns on
about
fire?
the croissants- While Esther cries about the croissants, I am
Buttery
directing the
flaky.
torch around the walls and the floor to try and see something. Is there anything that I would see other than that sign and the thorns?
Through the archway itself, as you stick your torch into the next room, you can see that the next room is a stone room similar to the one you're in, but there's a large fountain inside. The fountain is full with what looks to be a black liquid, and while the fountain doesn't, and the fountain is also not flowing. There's no like water dripping down it. There are a few stone columns around the fountain as well. We're gonna go ahead.
Oh, great. That's the elixir right there. We did it.
Do not drink that.
Oh, we're gonna have to get to it. Esther, what do you know what language this is by chance? I direct my gaze to the sign and put the torch up.
Yes, I do for sure.
Esther doesn't recognize it at all. Florence might.
Would I
Yeah, you have no idea what it is.
would I be able to draw the inscription into the sand of the ground for Florence to read back to me?
Sure. Florence could also just get up and look at the inscription. She's
Let
not
me
that
just-
exhausted.
Well, let me just get up and look over it and tell you what I see. Do I need to roll?
Yeah, could you give me? So as you go over and look at the plaque, you can look up and you can see that it's inscribed with ancient Yatharan words. This is an old dead language that it's the same language that the word dyscrasia came from back when you were messing around with the bright eyes. Go ahead and give me a lore roll at difficulty 5.
Oh boy. Okay, here we go. Oh, so close. All right. So I'm tagging my professor, my high concept.
Yeah.
I am a professor of the after, and I'm just gonna add 2 to that.
Great. Yep, that climbs it to 6. You can read it. Here's what it says in ancient Yatharan. Hold on. Okay, here's what it says. The first kiss brings sight, but only through pain. The second a cure, but don't kiss again. The thorn is enough, the cup far too much. To drink from the waters gives Our Lady your love.
Will you do me a favor and copy paste that
I'm
into the
doing exactly.
chat?
I'm doing exactly that.
Thank you.
And Lily, as you're like holding the torch out for Florence to read this inscription, and Florence, you're looking, you notice that the thorns of the like black brambles that wrap around this archway, they glisten slightly. And Lily, you look at them closely, and you can see that they're coated in what appears to be some sort of poison.
So we just have Lilith go drink the fountain, right?
Whoa.
No,
Hold on
that would
1 second.
kill her.
What? It's just
Probably.
some, well, dark liquid.
Do not
It's
drink
just some
that.
dark liquid. You're young.
Do you have any empty bottles now that your herbs aren't occupying them?
Yes, of course I do.
Oh, maybe we can very, very carefully try not to touch the liquid, gather some of that up.
That's a really good idea. Thank you.
Wait, can we actually wait a second till the riddle gets pasted into the chit chat?
The
Oh,
first
It is.
kiss-
I posted it in Foundry. Sorry, not the
Oh.
Discord.
I'll put it here
okay.
on. Amazing.
I'll try to keep things in Foundry if I can.
The first kiss brings sight. Should I kiss the thorn? Too literal. What if I just pricked my finger? Do you guys think I would have a vision?
If I had to guess, I'm assuming Florence read the inscription out loud to us.
Florence, what do you make of this? You're much better at this sort of thing than me.
First King swing sight. I wonder what they mean by kiss. Is there
I would
like
just-
a face around here?
I
There's
would think
not a
it's
face.
a prick. I would think it's a prick from the thorns.
I'm feeling pretty strong right now. I don't think this poison would kill me just from a little prick.
Well, hold on, because all we know is that one will poison you, the second will cure you, but that will have accomplished nothing. So what is the second part? The thorn is enough, the cup far too much. Drink from the water gives Our Lady your love. The key to this is the thorn is enough and cup is far too much. I feel it.
You could try to prick your finger and see what happens. I feel like that's not very safe.
Lily, there's
Perhaps-
also... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, but perhaps if one were to drink while under the influence of the first kiss, and then wait until wait before the second prick.
Maybe. Is there anything else in this room that we haven't noticed? Or I guess we haven't gone into the fountain room, have we?
Yeah, beyond the archway, you can see the fountain in the room. From what you can see from the light of the torch, there doesn't seem to be anything else in the next room other than the fountain itself. But,
Okay.
you know.
Is the archway blocked off by the thorns, or can we go into that room at any time?
No, you can go into that room at any time.
Does Lily notice anything about it that's death specific?
About what?
About the water or the liquid?
I mean, Lily could make crafts rolls to try to test some of these liquids or, substances if she wanted to try to see what they are. Or you could roll crafts to see if you know what any of this stuff is. All of those things are possible.
Yeah, let's do it.
What specifically?
I would like to start with the thorns, and I want to just like scratch off some of the residue without poking myself, just to get a closer look at what it's being coated in.
Okay. Are you you're bringing out some of the testing gear you have in your pack, like some of the Olympics, put stuff over a fire, try to treat it a bit to see what it is?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I could take one of the lids from one of my jars and just scrape a little bit off the side onto my lid, and then if I could test it with, fire and water, I suppose.
Cool. Okay, sounds
Good.
great. Yeah, go ahead and give me a crafts roll. This is going to be kind of tough, so give me a crafts roll at difficulty 4. Bang, got it. So you test it, Lily. You're doing a couple of tests. You're seeing what smoke it gives off, seeing how it reacts to a couple of the other reagents and herbs you have in your pack still, the bare minimum you have remaining for testing things. And you realize that you've actually heard of this poison before, back in your days as Ophelia's ward. It is an ancient poison, but it's been written about by scholars. It's called sweetness. In minor doses, it causes the body minor aches and pains and can cause mild hallucinations. Interestingly enough, if you take a certain amount of sweetness, just enough, it actually will have zero effect on you. But any more than that, if the dosage is too high, it kills you. So a little bit of sweetness, you can see things and your body feels sore and in pain. A little more, you're fine. It cures you. Over that, though, gone.
I wonder if the hallucinations are what people have been talking about as you can answer any question. It's not something that is, from the gods. It is something from your own brain.
I hope not.
Do you want to try it?
Yes. Can I, prior to bringing an experimentation on myself, can I also observe the fountain closer?
Totally. You stride into the room with the torch, holding it high. The fountain itself juts out from a wall, and there are columns surrounding it, just like you see in the picture. So there's like a stone wall behind it. So there's no back to the fountain, right? It just comes right out of the wall, but you could walk around the edge of the fountain to reach the back wall if you wanted to. The room itself doesn't have anything else in it other than this, but the stone definitely does look worked as if it was built. There is a stone plaque on the front of the fountain with words scribed in the common tongue that you can read. They simply say, a drink of me answers the most important questions.
And is what's on the thorn the same substance that's inside of the fountain?
Yeah, I was going to post that. Hold on. You'd have to test it. Do you want to try to make a crafts roll to run some tests on the fountain stuff?
Yes, please.
Okay, give me a crafts roll here. It's going to be difficulty 5. This is harder. Ooh.
Okay.
How would I help you? Can we do that?
Yeah, you can help with lore and give +1 if you want.
Yeah.
You
Alright,
could also
so
make a
we'll
lore
try to
roll
make it a-
yourself, but yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
should make the lore roll myself. That's what I should do. So you tell me about sweetness, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. One time I learned about this thing. And we have a roll. And wow. But, ultimately my information is just totally useless. And
If anybody wants to tag any aspects or spend any fate points for rerolls or +2s, let me know. Otherwise, if we're failing both of these, I will.
No, I'm gonna roll my herbology history for
'Kay.
sure. And it was a difficulty 5.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna re-roll. Oh God.
Oh, the dice have not been kind.
Lord.
some days are better than others.
Lily, you're pretty sure these are the exact same substances.
Thanks. Okay, well, I grab my vials and I fill the vials with this tincture now that I'm available to carry some new substances.
Sure. So write down that you have. You're filling your vials from the fountain, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So write down that you have 3 uses of sweetness in your on your character sheet.
Well, while we're here and no one's listening to us, do you want to try it? Maybe you'll be able to get an answer.
Oh, I've always wanted to try this stuff.
Wow.
I've heard all about it. I am just trying to add in my little note, but I can't figure out where to put it.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can help
Oh,
you
my thing was like being silly. I figured it out.
out. Okay, cool. So yeah, tell me what you folks are doing. Let me know specifically where you go, what you touch, what you imbibe, if that.
All right. Sorry, I just needed to finish that. I would like to go prick my finger on a thorn.
Okay. You do so. You see a little mote of blood well up from your finger as you prick yourself on it. It takes a few seconds, but after that, you feel a tightening soreness come over your shoulders and your legs and body. You start to feel a little lightheaded, woozy. A fever starts to build in the front part of your forehead. And then you blink your eyes a couple of times, and you start to see lights, tiny little motes of like white light floating in the air around you in this space. You don't know exactly what they are. they're like little tiny fireflies, and they hang all around this cavern. You're like looking around, kind of amazed by these, looking around, and you look through the archway entrance to the fountain, and behind the fountain itself, you can see that a number of these lights coalesce behind the fountain, behind the wall of the fountain, and tend to like float around by it.
I slowly start walking and kind of grasping at the air a little bit to see if they move.
Yeah,
until my hands meet the wall.
yeah, as you like reach out and grasp at them with your hands like pass through the lights, and the lights dissipate for a sec before coming back. So like you can run your hands through them, and you watch as they like leave this like white light trail as your hands pass through them, and then they reform. Sorry, did you say you were walking up to the wall?
Yes.
Okay, so you go ahead.
Can I put my hands against the wall and like feel around?
Which wall specifically?
Where the oh, I'm sorry. I guess it's not necessarily a wall, but it's behind. I'm following the lights behind the fountain, and I want to feel around it. Just any thing in that area.
You reach out to where the lights are behind the fountain. Put your hand on the wall, and instead of feeling stone like you'd anticipate, you rub your fingers along it, and you feel leather, or what you think to be leather, on the wall. Your hands touch stone, but you feel leather.
Ew. Okay. Can I dig my fingers into it?
Yeah. You dig your fingers in, and you feel the leather give a bit, as if you were holding on to a cloth and bunching it up in your hands.
Can I rip it?
Yeah. Do you do that?
Yeah.
You give a sharp tug, and you can tell that somewhere, wherever this thing is, it must be bolted in. It must be like attached to the wall. But as you give a tug, you pull it. And Esther and Florence, you both watch as Lily reaches out and grabs onto this stone wall and moves it aside. And the wall ripples and deforms as like a curtain, as if somebody were drawing a curtain across a window. And beyond, you can see another opening hidden by this leather that seems to be a completely dark room. It leads into like a pitch black room just beyond it. Lily like pulls this leather apart, and you're holding the torch. And it's in that moment all of you realize what this is like. It's like a death mask, almost exactly like one, but just very large and draped over an entrance in a wall.
Shit.
Florence picks up one of the burning sticks from the fire and takes it over so we can go see.
While we're here,
do a notice roll.
Since you
Been gone, I can breathe for the first time. I'm so moving on.
a rainbow appears out of nowhere. No, so that's that song, right? Rainbow wrote that. Okay.
Something like that.
Lily, you also take the aspect weakened by sweetness because you're racked with pain from these thorns. So yeah, Florence, you walk over, hold up the torch, peer into the darkness of the room. You notice that the reason it's so dark, in the light of the torch, you can see that the entire room is made out of this pitch black stone, like an onyx, like a glassy onyx stone. And in the middle of this room, on a pedestal made out of that same stone, sitting a little bit far ways back from the entrance, you can see a glass vial that's been constructed to have like the glass is like twisted. You folks ever seen those glass vials with like the glass is like raised and like lines going around?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like one of those twisted with a little stopper at the top, and the vial is filled with a white liquid that has a streak of red running through the liquid. It pulses slightly, seems otherworldly in its existence. Like it shouldn't be here. Also, in the light of the torch, give me a notice roll.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, yo, the new Mario game is so cute.
Oh, I've seen it. Those wonder effects. Awesome. Cool. You don't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
Am I still hallucinating at all?
You are. You're still hallucinating, yeah.
Do I see anything?
Nothing beyond the blackness. There's no of the white lights or spirits in here. Esther, you see in the darkness beyond, in the light of the torch, behind the pedestal that the vial sits on, there is a shadowy figure crouched in the corner. It's a large figure. You imagine if it were to stand up and it weren't hunched over, it would be about 7 feet tall. It
Oh my gosh.
seems to be some sort. You think you can make out the form of a skeleton, but its bones, rather than being made out of bones, are made out of the same material that the walls and the floor here are made out of. It's crouched in the corner, and it seems to carry a large, imposing-looking mace in its right hand.
Hold. You there. Creature?
Who are you talking to?
There, in the corner. That
Florence squints and sees nothing because her eyesight's not great.
and I pick up a rock and throw it at it.
Okay.
You do?
Yeah.
You pick up a rock, you hurl it across into the darkness, it pings off of the skull of the thing, and you watch as the thing slowly rises its head up, and then slowly begins to stand up to its full height of 7 feet. Florence and Lily, you can both see it now. This thing is huge, stands up to 7 feet tall. It's a full skeleton of what you assume would be a person, and it's wielding this mace in its hand. It hangs there. Its mace kind of hangs there. Its hand drooping limply at its side, and it stares at all three of you. It doesn't make any other movements after Esther threw the rock.
Florence is a little bit
Professor.
stunned.
I slug Esther in the shoulder. I said you had to be respectful.
I'm
pretty
being
sure this guy's our
respectful.
friend.
No, I'm being respectful of our lives. Thank you very much.
Would it be appropriate for me to kind of push everyone aside and grab the vial?
You could stride into the room and grab the vial, but you'd have to get pretty close to the skeleton. It's right behind the pedestal. If you wanted to do that, you could.
I start my way and then realize how close we are. What was her name? Oh, we're friends of Modra. Are you friends with Modra? I start backing up a little bit. I'm kind of nervous.
The skeleton gives no response. It just stares back at you, a steely, cold gaze coming out from its eye holes. It doesn't seem to have any emotion or sense.
I continue my
wonder-
way over slowly, and I touch the vial while looking back at the skeleton.
As you begin to get closer to the pedestal, before you even touch it, the skeleton moves forward and puts its hand in front of the vial and raises its mace high protectively.
Child, back away from there.
I wonder if we have to drink from the fountain. We gotta give the lady our love, and maybe that is a price we have to pay for this. Does it have a spirit at all? Have something you can sense?
Yeah, is there anything I can pick up from this creature?
You reach out. There's no spirit remaining in this thing at all, if it ever did have a spirit to begin with. It seems to be animated by nothing? You don't really understand. It's like a null void.
If Lily backs up, I wonder if it'll move back.
As you back up, if you back up a bit away from the elixir, the skeleton does like it remains where it is, but you can see it lower its mace slightly and relax a little.
To drink from the waters gives Our Lady your love. Maybe I should just drink a little more. I might start feeling a little better if I did.
Florence, you can give me a lore roll if you want to try to interpret that phrase.
I would love to. Here we go.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, difficulty 2. All right. Yeah. Give Our Lady your love. If we're talking about death, if this is indeed a death temple, then giving love to death would mean giving your life to her. So that would be dying.
Yeah. How do we what does it want? Right. Okay. Florence is just gonna start talking to the skeleton. She's gonna be like, "Hello. We would like that elixir, and we would like to ask very nicely for it. Do you want to trade?"
There's no response. The thing doesn't seem to be able to communicate or have the capacity to if it can. Esther,
It's not. Okay.
go ahead. What were you going to say?
Is there anything else in the room that we've not noticed yet?
Not that you can see.
No inscriptions or anything? Okay.
Mm-mm. Esther, from what you can sense, suddenly, as the skeleton moves closer and you're like looking at it as Florence is talking to it, you realize suddenly that those bones that are made out of the onyx stone, those are a relic.
Oh, no. I don't approach the vial glass necessarily, but I walk in more from the side and I just approach this skeleton thing.
The skeleton walks around, keeping you in its eye line the entire time, one hand protectively placed in front of the elixir vial.
I slowly reach my hand towards not the vial, but the skeleton across. Yes.
It raises its mace threateningly and like takes a practice like a warning swipe at you as you reach out. Just
Would that be enough time for me to grab the jar?
No, child. Hold on. And child, come here. Stand just to the right of me.
No. I'm fine right here.
Okay, fine. Professor, just to the right of me.
Okay. Or shuffle on over.
You will walk counterclockwise, and I shall walk clockwise.
This is not going to work.
It's going to work.
Okay.
And
if I get hit in the head by a mace, I'm haunting you for the rest of my days.
That's fine with me. And I slowly walk towards the skeleton creature construct. While I assume you do the same, Florence, but from the opposite side.
So we're flanking him?
Yeah.
As you come into flank, it raises its mace protectively, steps closer to the elixir vial, and puts its hand over the elixir vial, acting as its bones act as a sort of cage, shielding the elixir, and it raises the mace up. If any of you get too close, it will swing at you.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm saying, am I able to get close enough to touch it?
No, it doesn't seem to want. You're gonna have to make some sort of roll if you want to try to do that, because it will try to swing at you if you get too close. It's not aggressive. It won't chase you down unless you provoke it too much, but it does not want you to touch it or the elixir.
Motor said to be respectful, and what we're doing here doesn't seem respectful. How?
She also
I feel
said
like we need to give it something.
She also said that any of the other protections beyond, she can't help you overcome.
Right.
Okay, this is going to seem...
It reminds you all of the Hollow Guards in a way. unable to really understand more complex commands than do this one thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to seem silly, and I'm going to need you two to just sort of block out this moment for the rest of your lives. Do you understand?
Okay.
And I go back to the water of where we emerged from. And is there any, like, I don't know, small bits of like dirt or more grainy sand or anything like that that I can use to sort of make a clay with, like even a little bit with the water,
A grainy sand.
like just something like I just need a wet and earth.
You know,
Like a croissant.
like a ball. Or yeah, like a croissant.
Yes.
The croissants would work perfect. Actually.
Yes, I take the croissants. I sort of squeeze them and squeeze the water out,
Mm-hmm.
so that it's just sort of a mushy mess, but it's like kind of sticky to my hand a little bit.
Okay.
And both of you stand back.
Florence has moved well away at this point.
Witness my shittiest creation, and I throw it at the skeleton and make art.
Okay. Give me an athletics roll or shooting or something that fits.
Can I do crafts?
No. Like for throwing, no.
Wow.
I think athletics works.
It's big, right? I guess I'm saying, why would I need to roll to hit it if I'm like really close to it?
Yeah, it's not going to be hard. Well, you're trying to damage it, right? Which means it's going to get a chance.
No. I'm not trying to damage it. I'm trying to get the mushy thing of croissant to stick to it.
I see. Well, either way, it doesn't want that to happen, so it's gonna resist you. So before with the stone, it didn't notice, and yeah.
Okay, so sorry. What should I roll then?
Athletics or shoot, whichever you like.
Yeah, we're gonna roll shoot.
Pretty good. Let me roll to oppose here. This shouldn't be this hard. All right.
I can't believe you just threw a croissant skeleton.
I think that's fine.
These croissants have really become a major plot point.
It's always the thing you least expect. Okay. We're gonna have it roll that. All right. Yeah, I don't think that. Okay. So you lean back, Esther, and hurl the croissant like bile ball at this thing. It was covered in the stuff from the fountain, right?
No.
Oh, what did you cover the croissants in?
I didn't cover them in anything because they were wet from having been in Lilith's
on a swim.
pocket.
Aha. Okay.
And then I just squeezed the water out so they're just kind of sticky bread, and I threw it at this thing.
Oh, okay.
So it would stick to it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. My bad. Okay. Anyway, you hurl this croissant ball at it. It sticks right to the thing's forehead.
Now what?
I guess I'm trying to be clear. I'm trying to neutralize a relic.
Oh. Okay.
And I say, witness my art.
I had no idea that's what you were trying to do. Okay.
Apologies.
No, that's cool. That's cool. Man. Okay. Wow. All right. So I feel like neutralizing relics requires you to like make something out of them, right? But I guess you are. Oh, that's awful. Okay. Sorry. I see what you're doing now. Okay. All right. Okay, this you have to roll crafts for. This should be difficult. Sorry, I misunderstood your intent.
Okay. All right. I'm going in there with my crafts.
This I'm going to oppose with the physique. So. No way. Okay. Yeah. You wet the croissant, hurl it in. It sticks to the skeleton's head. Something about this addition destabilizes whatever energy was holding this thing together. The skeleton trembles for a moment and then slumps forward slightly. It opens its hand, the mace falls from it and clatters to the floor, and then the skeleton sort of wobbles a bit and then falls to the ground. Just
And that's why I'm the leader.
Florence looks at you with disbelief and also like kind of impressed at the same time.
that's wild.
I'm
That's insane.
completely unimpressed, and I go straight for the vial.
You can pick it up with no trouble at all. So, Esther, one thing you do know is if that mushy croissant ball is taken off of the skeleton's head, it will reactivate. Like, it's not gone.
Can I try and pick up the mace?
Wait, sorry. To be clear, why? Is that how art works?
Yeah, I think if the thing is returned to its original form, if it reverts back to what it could be, right, then it should operate in its same capacity that it could before. That's why you probably have to make such transformative art and sculptures out of these things when you work with them.
Now listen, you're the GM. Whatever you say goes, for sure. Stevie, can I have your professional opinion on what Codex just said?
I think for in-game that totally fits, that if you removed the item that created the art, it becomes just the ingredient for it.
Like imagine if I had like a canvas, right, and I put paint on it, and then somehow I scraped all the paint off. It would go back to being a canvas. It wouldn't be right.
If you had a cross stitch and you pulled it apart so it's just strings, it would become
yarn.
just strings.
Yeah.
Okay, no, you say that, but I guarantee you that's been submitted to a museum somewhere.
And I'm so proud of it.
In any case, the philosophy of art notwithstanding, that's what you know.
Yeah, can I pick up the mace?
Yeah, you can. It's very cold to the touch, and it's made out of solid black stone.
Amazing. I'm gonna drag it out by our campfire.
Okay, sounds good. Lily, you grab the elixir. You have it in your possession.
Wow.
I did not expect that at all. That was crazy. All right.
Yeah, no one did. I don't think Tony did either.
I didn't really expect it. No. Well, this sucked, and I don't want to be here anymore.
Let's skedaddle.
How do we feel, everyone, about me drinking the elixir?
What? Right now? What?
Like, I'm not asking for permission. Well, wait, no. My character is not asking for permission. I'm asking everyone.
Oh, I think if you have an urge like that, you should absolutely take it.
Yeah.
Esther jumped on stage and got shot, so YOLO.
You do know you need it. The whole point of going here was to get it so you could meet with Enoch, right? So, like, I guess if you wanted to be like, YOLO, we got it, we're just going to drink it, and then assault the castle by sneaking in anyway, you know? But Urza's going to be annoyed.
We could bring it to Enoch, and then, before Enoch could actually drink it, take him out, and then you could drink it, assuming the timing goes right. Or you could just have it now.
How about this? I open up the vial. We go by the fire. I open up the vial. And you guys can stop me if you want to.
Yeah, so Florence and Esther, you see Lily opening the vial.
Okay, all right, hold on. Before you drink this, you only get one question. Florence has already accepted that you're gonna drink this. She's like, okay, what question are you gonna ask?
Okay, wait, why are you humoring her? No, you are no longer trusted with the vial. Give that to me.
Don't give it to Esther. Anyways, we have to think about the question regardless. So you think about it now or you think about it later. But thinking about it now is good. Like, are we asking where I came from? That's a pretty vague question because they could just give you it could be Earth. You came from Earth.
I don't think it works like that. I have a feeling that whatever question, however I were to phrase it, would give me everything I need to know.
And I have a feeling that if you drink that, it's going to be a massive mistake, and then we're going to end up in a sewer pipe somewhere instead of being nicely invited into a carpeted room. And I like carpeted rooms.
I wonder if you have to drink all of it for it to work.
Oh my god.
In all the lore and legends you've heard about these elixirs, Florence, you know you have to drink the whole thing.
Okay. And like, what if we just give what if you drank it? Hear me out, Esther. She has the drink. She gets her answers. We refill the vial with the liquid from the fountain, and give that to Enoch. And then he drinks it and immediately dies.
His reagents will allow him to test it to know that it's fake. Urza warned you about that.
That's right.
Oh, and you said I had to die to figure out how to make a fake version of it, right?
Yeah, you'd have to find a way into Death's realm, right? And the quickest way would be dying.
Child, you're not drinking that.
It's up to you.
Esther,
Or
Oh, wait,
really
Esther,
supportive.
why? I cannot believe this. Maybe this is why I'm the leader. We're on a mission.
I want someone to wrestle me.
To wrestle you? Well, I'm exhausted, so that's not going to happen.
All right.
Esther, you're gonna have to fight. I want you to physically fight me for this. I go to I try and bring it to my mouth.
This sucks. Okay. All right. Yeah. I jump towards you, and all right, child.
Oh my gosh. All right. As long as the players are cool with it, both of you give me athletics or physique rolls, and we'll see who comes out on top.
Florence moves out of the way.
Wait, do we get to choose or?
Yeah,
or is
yeah.
it like...
Choose whichever.
I don't know. Like, shouldn't it just be physique, right? Because we're fighting each other.
No. Well, because you're
is it
grappling.
athletics?
Maybe you're right. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see.
It's my understanding from what you just described earlier was that athletics is like endurance.
No, physique is endurance. That's the idea. But I think physique is also used in these sorts of contests. Give me a sec. They do define the skills.
I'm going to be right back. I can still hear you.
The problem with these is that the way they define them is it's kind of wishy-washy. The athletic skill represents your character's general level of physical fitness, whether through training, natural gifts, or genre-specific means, like magic or genetic alteration. It's how good you are at moving your body as such. It is a popular choice for nearly any action-y character. So it's kind of a catch-all skill, right? And then physique is... The physique skill is the counterpart to athletics, representing the character's natural physical aptitudes, such as raw strength and endurance. So...
I feel like would be more important for like some wrestling.
I look at it like dexterity. Like if we were to put this in 5e terms, it's like acrobatics and athletics, right? So like or strength and dexterity. So like athletics is like I'm wiry and like can move quickly, and physique is like I'm big and muscly, right? And I think either of those.
Fight?
What?
Should we just roll fight?
Yeah, actually, you know what? Yes, let's just roll fight. That's the best. Yeah.
Okay. What is that?
So the thing with fate is that they're very wishy-washy about what skills mean what. So we can kind of do whatever. It's just that we kind of have to agree. So what does everybody want to do? I think it should be physique or athletics, and the players get a choice, so they can choose the highest one among those. If you both want to roll fight, I'm fine with that. Whatever you prefer.
I was just trying to game the system so that Wendy couldn't use athletics.
I think you should decide what kind of move makes the most sense, and that we can pick the word or the role based off of what you are doing.
I mean, hey, listen, I'm down for anything. I guess what I'm saying is I was engaging in some PvP by trying to alter what kind of role it was. So, like, but whatever. Listen, now the jig is up. Like, whatever you want me to roll, I'll roll it.
Like, if you want to, like, jump me or kick me or punch me or shoot me.
If
Maybe
y'all smash this
determine-
bottle while you're fighting, I'm gonna be so annoyed.
I feel like you're both just
Well-
struggling over the bottle, right? Like you're trying to
Yeah.
wrest it from each other's grasps.
Yeah.
Is that right, Lily?
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, that's Esther's choice. How you wanna come at me, bruh?
I think, okay, let's do this. Let's make it a physique roll. I think that we've used physique for grappling before. I think we just lay physique down as a rule. We're just going to use that for grappling and we stick to it. So let's make it a physique roll.
Okay. Yeah.
Hiya!
Ooh. Lily wins. Any fate point spins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what's theirs is mine.
Yeah, okay, definitely.
Ugh, I guess I'm gonna re-roll.
Okay. Oh! Lily, any fate point spins?
No, I'll take it.
Okay. So, Esther, what happens?
I think it's very simple. I just yank it and yank it out and shove it down my shirt.
Okay. So, like, there's, like, this moment where, like, you both struggle, and then Esther, like, rips it out of Lily's hands, puts it into the shirt. Lily, what happens after that?
I kind of pout a little. I cry.
You start
No.
crying.
I do.
It's not like you can never use it. Just, in a more opportune timing, right, Esther?
Yeah, yes, of course. Just have some patience, child.
Let's just get this mission on with. I'm done with all of you.
Aren't you still in like a ton of pain?
Yes, I'm having a terrible time. I'm having a small breakdown.
We need to like prick your finger again so you stop seeing your hallucinations.
Maybe you guide me over there lovingly.
Okay.
I need to be babied.
All right. Do you prick your finger again?
Yes.
Okay. You can never touch these thorns ever again. Do you understand?
Whatever.
Because
Go ahead.
you'll die.
As soon as you prick your finger again, the pain and like fever that was racking your body before slowly dissipates, and with it goes the sight and the lights that are swirling around you. You are no longer weakened and back to how you were.
You feel better? You feel all right?
I'm a little quiet.
I know Esther's a jerk, but
Wow.
overall, it's
Wow.
probably for the better.
Uh-huh. Just being a jerk over here. Actually paying attention to the mission for once, and here I am, being the jerk. And then as I go into the water.
I guess we swim out.
And I suppose I can help Florence this time if you need it.
Oh, and can I bring that mace with me?
You can, yes.
Nice.
Also, wait, to be clear, I need help getting out.
Yeah, you can all help each other swim through the lake. I don't think there's any reason dramatically to re-roll that. And you exit out through the cave, surface at the lake's edge, climb your way out of the freezing cold water as soon as possible. Florence, as soon as the material that the mace is made out of is exposed to sunlight, it crumbles to dust. Crumbles away.
You know, I'm just now remembering that line about, wow, Esther, you better not take anything while in there. And I somehow feel as though I was the most responsible one. So I guess I just wanted to say that out loud to my adoring audience, all of you. Including you, bear.
The bear, like, perks its head up, waking up from its sleep, sees that you have the elixir in hand, stares at all of you hard, and Lily gives you a very serious look. You feel as if it's imparting responsibility to you, as if saying, be careful. And then it puts its head back down and goes back to sleep.
I won't let you down.
And as you all head back to Cardine, Elixir in tow, I think we'll call it for today's session.
Amazing. We did so
Wow.
good.
Well done, everyone. We
How's
made
everybody
croissant-
feeling?
I feel kind of emotionally exhausted.
Oh, yeah? All right.
I feel good. I think that was fun.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay. So, like, I'm trying to like enact more of the fate mechanics, right? So like
Mhm.
overcoming aspects and all that stuff is like a big part of the game, and that's part of what these like exhausted and Esther's injury and Lily's wet materials, all that stuff. Those are things you can overcome. And don't forget, you can also create these for yourself, right? You can create aspects that you can call on later, and when you create them using skills, you get free invokes on
Right.
those aspects. So you don't have to be spending your fate points all the time, right? You could like set yourself up or set your teammate up with an action, and then they can
Mhm.
get a free invoke. So it's not, you can make use of the skills to overcome certain things in the game.
Very nice.
So I do want to, before we end today, have a bit of a level up here. Just want to do some advancement. So
Also, I think you should compel us more often.
I like the
Yeah, that was
compelling.
fun.
yeah, I'm trying to. It's very hard in Fate to do that as a GM because I have to keep in mind like all the possible aspects I could compel. I can look at the trouble, but it's tough. I look for opportunities whenever I can. You could also compel each other, if you want. It just
Oh,
costs
that's
you a fate point, and people can always suggest compels for me. So
Oh, nice.
you can also suggest compels for yourself, right? Like, in fact, that's probably a major way it should be used because you want fate points and you also want things to get interesting.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I'll like modify the compels. So yeah, feel free to speak up if you like think like, oh, I could totally get compelled here. Definitely say that. But
Nice.
okay. So let's do the result of a significant milestone because it's been a while since we've done any.
Sorry.
Oh, you good. Since it's been a while since we've done any leveling up. So the first thing you get with a significant milestone is a minor milestone. So here's that. So first, here's what you can do during a minor milestone. You can choose to do one and only one of the following, and I'll throw these in the Foundry chat. Let me copy if the PDF will let me copy.
I'm going to once again put a link in the chit chat as well.
Switch the rank values of any two skills, or replace one average +1 skill with one that isn't on your sheet. Change any single stunt for another stunt, or purchase a new stunt provided you have refresh to do so. Rename one character aspect that isn't your high concept. So think about if you want to do any of those things. You don't have to. But if there's anything where you're like, I could move this around, I could shift this around, this fits my character a bit better, you can fine tune it with a minor milestone.
I'm okay on my minor milestones. I'm not going to do any of those.
Okay.
I feel like I should change an aspect. Because I've seen Esther's work so much. I think I should change my crossing paths to from I see the potential in people to I find Esther's art inspiring.
Oh,
Whoa!
I mean, yeah, you do have kill heart, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And yeah.
hard.
Or I see, let's see, I find Esther's creativity inspiring. Yeah.
Such a cool name.
Wow. I'm honored.
I think it fits with our storyline because it's been like twice where Florence has been like, oh, I still don't like your art, but I have been inspired by it and it's gotten things to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Stevie has discovered the secret with Fate, which is you can write aspects about your fellow characters, and when you do that, it lets you.
Oh, damn. Yeah, that's a powerful
Yeah,
aspect.
lets you play off of each other a lot better. I can't talk. Okay. What about you, Lily?
Do you want me to in a reciprocal manner change mine to Florence is mine to use?
No, I think what you have other. I mean, you could, but I think people are mine to use is probably more helpful for you.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna switch around my skills.
Cool.
Only because like I have like fight and I have athletics, and I feel like I'm not using them as much. And then I also have been shooting a lot, so part of me is like, maybe I switch shoot with athletics, or maybe I just give myself the what do you call that? A higher physique role. I'm like not sure. I'll take anyone's suggestions.
You can take a higher. So the minor milestone lets you swap 2 skills. You can do that. Also, with the significant milestone you're about to get, you can get an additional skill point, which lets you raise a skill by 1, as long as you don't break the pyramid. Right. So like,
Yes.
yeah.
Do
So
I
you-
get both of those things, or if I
Yes.
choose my minor?
No, you
I
get
don't
both
get
of those things.
Okay, then I'll just go easy, and I'm gonna switch shoot and athletics for this one.
Okay, sounds good.
I don't remember how.
On your sheet, you can just modify it. You got to click the gear. Here, I'll do it for you. But you got to click
Oh,
the
I
little.
figured it out.
You got it. Okay, cool.
For my major milestone, I think I'm gonna increase my rapport to 1.
So yeah, so for the significant milestone, you can do both of these things. I don't think any of you have any severe consequences though. So just the top one. Yeah, you could do your rapport.
I think I'm starting to get along with some measure of people.
Definitely getting friends for sure. Yeah.
Well, hold on. But you know in Mario games when you hold the Koopa shell and it makes you swim faster?
Uh-huh.
Anyways, that's exactly how I felt, when Florence, you were all like still kicking your legs in the water.
Thanks. Okay, so my understanding is we're right. We can have 5 ones.
Do you see me failing?
Yeah,
over and over
you're
again?
just rolling all over the place.
You can't you can't have any at any skill level, you can't have a number of skills at that level that's higher than the amount of skills the level below it.
Got
So,
it. All right, so
yeah.
I could have a number 2 at some point.
You could have it right now if you raise, because you have
Mhm.
5 number 1s you could raise, and you'd have 4. You'd be fine.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna raise my physique up 1.
Yeah, definitely. Learn from this experience.
That's what
Mhm.
I did.
It's necessary. We've been using it a lot.
Very necessary. Yes.
It has required a lot of wrestling. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, we'll call that a significant milestone. Nice work,
Nice.
everybody.
Oh.
And I think that's it. Thanks for playing. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Go and transition
You're
here.
the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thanks.
We'll
Y'all are
see you
great.
forever. How sad.
Yeah, see y'all in a month. Our next session will be on December 9th.
Mm-hmm.
At 3:30 p.m.
Yeah.
PDT.
PDT,
Or-
yes,
or
Pacific Standard Time, PST, yeah.
PST, right.
I think it is PDT as well, though. I think both of those.
Well, but I think by then it will be PST, right?
Yes. Oh, is that what that means? Does it change with daylight savings time? I never knew what that
Yeah.
actually meant. Whoa. Okay.
Oh, I hate that even more.
Yeah, that's awful.
Oh, but don't forget, everybody, to tune in November 18th and vote for Codex Lantern to win a Clippy Award.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's gonna be so much fun.
All right.
Will you be there? You'll
Yeah.
be gone.
I mean, I might tune in depending on you stream. You do those Clippy awards for like 12 hours. So
No,
like
no,
at some
we're
point I
done
might
with
be able to.
We're done with that. We're done with that. It'll be a normal length stream, and
Yeah, like
Codex, our very
7
own Codex
hours.
Lantern, is nominated.
Woo! Thank you so much for letting me get involved in your community. I appreciate it. Let me find somebody to raid into. Also, Big
Yeah.
Bear Wheel, good luck with figuring out how magnets work.
I believe in you.
Whoa. Let's see. Who's in the tabletop RPG categories?
Miracles happen.
That is
Is that a
in...
particular song?
You know it.
Wow.
Cthulhu Dark with Infinite Monkey Tales.
Infinite monkey tails.
Oh no, these people are playing Morkborg. I'm going into this.
Da, 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 da.
Gotta raid. Gotta raid.
Mhm.
I watched a trailer for a movie called Mr. Vampire, and it was really scary.
I watched Drag Me to Hell for breakfast.
That movie makes me laugh so hard every time.
Nothing like having a vacation, like waking up and being like, let's put this one on.
Do you
Yeah.
like super scary things, Wendy, or
I have a love-hate relationship, but I did not find that movie scary.
cool?
That's a no for me.
It was pretty disgusting. I'll say that.
Yeah, it is a gross out one.
That's a gross movie for sure.
Am I doing this right?
Last night we watched Megan, which I do recommend. Not too scary.
What's that one about?
It's about the AI doll. It's new.
Oh, okay, cool.
Do
It's
we
good.
stand Megan?
Yes, we stan. We love. It's a good balance between horror, comedy, and social commentary and ridiculousness. It's a good balance. I do recommend.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if this works. See you later, everybody. Thanks for playing. Talk to you next time.
Bye,
Bye.
folks.